Coming up on today's video, Newcastle United could be landed with a bombshell as speculation grows that Amanda Staveley and Mehrdad are set to leave Newcastle. What impact will that have on the club, in particular with Amanda with the lasses? Newcastle pinched Sunderland's first choice goalkeeper ahead of the new season. And a massive statement without a shadow of a doubt, Newcastle's biggest profile signing ever as they bag a Lioness in Demi Stokes. This is Newcastle Fans TV. Let's get going.
Morning everyone, I hope this is Dean Harris. Hey, what a mad 24 hours it's been for the tune, hasn't it? Both the lasses and Amanda Staveley and Mehrdad news. I've got the little guy with me, haven't I, baby? Little Ferdinand's getting dropped off as I'm heading to work today. But we've got quite a bit of news. We're gonna start with the elephant in the room, except from there's just a dog in the room, isn't there? But we've got to start with Amanda Staveley and Mehrdad leaving and how it'll impact, obviously, mostly predominantly Amanda, I feel, with the Newcastle United Women. If you haven't seen Carl's video as well, do check it out. He goes into detail how it happened, and it's his opinion, of course. But this is more about Amanda Staveley's role inside of predominantly Newcastle United Women. So we all know that Newcastle United Women have gone professional full time, and Amanda Staveley is the lasses' biggest cheerleader. She goes in 1 in every 3 games at Kingston Park. She's there up against the likes of Fylde and Stourbridge. She's not always at the Hollywood games, as if you want to call it that. She's there and she's invested. She meets fans, she meets kids, she has loads of photos. She cries. I've seen her get giddy at St James's Park when we made the final. I've seen her get giddy when we won the league. She's basically their biggest fan, effectively. And the lasses losing that, I feel, is a massive factor for the girls. Not so much the results, because I think the results of obviously Becky and our new assistant when she hires them, that'll take care of itself, don't get me wrong. But I just feel like that it's losing something. I just hope that the club in general, not just the women, don't lose the soul and the DNA, because Amanda Staveley across the whole club, and I'm talking about the men's as well here, is that she's brought the community back and the hope and the good feel factor back to the club. And I just hope it doesn't lose some of that soul that she's brought with Mehrdad. Now, obviously this is predominantly a women's video because we've signed a Lioness, which is just mind-blowing, quite incredible. It's a massive statement, even if you're not into the lasses football. And like, hey, there's a few of the lads on NFTV haven't got a Scooby-Doo about women's football. They haven't, but, you know, the likes of myself, Joe, Sam, Johnny, and even Dale, who's not part of NFTV, he helps out massively, are big fans of the lasses. And, you know, and it's huge that what Amanda Staveley and Demi Stokes signed. But with Staveley going back to her, I just feel like it's taking something away now, and obviously the squad are absolutely buzzing, from the management to the players, and even the fans love seeing Amanda Staveley there. And obviously the big speculation, of course, and all the big name journalists, including Sky, have come out and said that they are both leaving. None of this talk of them staying on and being directors excuse me, at the club, which ideally I would love them to stay on, because I feel like, especially with Amanda, Mehrdad as well, but mostly Amanda, has championed the lasses and really pushed them. They've gone full time. They've had 2 double promotions. You know, she wants them to go into the WSL and compete. That was her aim. And don't get me wrong, I think Mehrdad does support the women's, of course he does. But I think Amanda, that's her little baby. And I think if she does leave the club, I think it leaves a massive hole for me inside the whole of the NUFC Women, because let's be honest, let's just say Amanda does leave and Mehrdad leaves. Who's going to be there cheering the lasses on from a boardroom level? I can only see them being there in a cup final or if the clincher for the league. I haven't seen Darren Eaton, this is not me having a go at any of the board, but I haven't seen Darren Eales home to Fylde or home to Huddersfield, or, you know, those types of games, not the big games, whereas Amanda was. So that's my only concern. That's my only concern in that, and I think it's a real shame, because I don't want the lasses being forgotten about because of trajectories like that. But speaking of good news, we've signed 2 players which we haven't covered on the channel the last few days. Of course, we've signed Sunderland's Claudia Moan. Now, Golden Glove winner, by the way, in the Championship. She kept 10 clean sheets last season, which is quite incredible in the Championship, where Sunderland finished third. They were literally last game of the season that could have went up, but Palace did. Just 18 goals conceded in 22 games, which is brilliant. And she's gone on to say, I'm absolutely delighted at joining Newcastle United, who have shown in the past 2 seasons that they're an ambitious club. The setup of the club is fantastic, which is something I will know will help me settle in really, really quickly. I will give everything I can, possibly to the team and the fans, who I know who have incredible support at the club. I cannot wait to get started. So it's a massive signing, because she, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, was Sunderland's best player last season. And she's obviously said on her Instagram she had to leave. So I don't know whether that's a clash of financial reasons, or, you know, going like they couldn't offer her the contract, or I don't know. I could speculate all day, but she's a Sunderland girl, she's a Mackem, who didn't want to leave her club, but she felt she was forced to. So obviously her loss is Newcastle's massive gain. We'll see quite a lot with the women's football, the difference that Newcastle have had ex-Sunderland players, and it's a bit like Middlesbrough at the minute, who cheekily replied back to me when I said that Middlesbrough have 9 ex-Newcastle players, because Grace Boyes has recently just joined them. She's just left Newcastle, and the admin's trying to tell me that we've had this player and that player, but we haven't had them directly off Middlesbrough. They've gone on to other clubs, whereas Middlesbrough, out of their 9 ex-Newcastle players, 7 of them have come directly from Newcastle recently. 7. So they've got 9 in total. But anyways, yeah, good luck to Grace Boyes, who's moved to Middlesbrough. She'll join Kira Skelton, who recently joined. But yeah, great signing for the Toon. And I think she will be competing with Hannah and Grace for the #1 spot in Newcastle's #1 jersey. And I think the favourite surely has to be Claudia, who's just signed with her record. And there was some, you know, murmurs of 1 or 2 fans a little bit critical of Grace, which I felt was a little bit harsh, considering again she's won another Golden Glove. But obviously the whole areas of the pitch of the squad has been upgraded, should you call it, across the whole of the boards. Obviously Becky wants to improve the squad up and down, and of course the statement signing which was made yesterday, Demi Stokes, man, wow, unbelievable signing, incredible signing to sign the Lioness, which is quite incredible. 69 caps for England. She's only still 32, so she's still got a few years left in her. Me and Bernie were having a little back and forth on Twitter, and with Bernie, right? Bernie, I said to Bernie, Charlotte's going to play with Demi Stokes, Lioness, and Bernie was like, I can't believe it. And it's mad, isn't it? It's absolutely mental, quite incredible, to be honest with you. She's won something like 9 honours in her total career, and she's obviously won the Euros. You've got to remember that she won the Euros. She was part of that squad with England that won the Euros. She hasn't played much football in the last couple of years, and that's down to injury, so hopefully she's overcome them. And quite incredible, she's a mother to a baby. Her partner gave birth, so both of them are being parents as well, so that's a challenge in itself. I think she's the only one in the squad now. Nikki Giaz has joined Durham, who's a parent. So yeah, it's an unbelievable signing, left back. And obviously Leah Cataldo done brilliantly well, don't get me wrong. But again, we're talking about competition for the goalkeepers, and now we've got competition with left back. Absolutely incredible. Obviously, she's a local lass, South Shields. She went to Gated College. She went with Jill Scott, Steph Horton. They were part of the same team as well. So back into the North East, and she's gone on to say, I am thrilled to be joining Newcastle United and returning home to the North East. I still have so much to give on the pitch, and I'm excited to bring my experience to a club with such big ambitions. From the moment I spoke to the club, I felt valued, and I knew this was the right place for me to contribute in an exciting new project. I cannot wait to get going and meet the team.
Well, ain't this a quick switch? Joe back, ladies and gentlemen. That was Demi Stokes. Talking about her joining Newcastle United. Let us say that one more time. That was Demi Stokes talking about joining Newcastle United. What? Massive signing. Former Lioness. Like, she has lifted a Euro trophy with England. She has been at Manchester City for well over 100 appearances. Well over 60 appearances for England. What a left back this lass is. Yes, lots of people are going to look at her age, 32 years of age, but remember me video talking about the other signings. We need experience. We need teachers. Well, Demi Stokes is one of them. I don't know if you can tell much, but I am absolutely buzzing. Claudia Moan as well. Guys, we have got a lot to discuss in time, but that's in time. I'm going to chuck his back to Lee, because I still can't contain my excitement. Demi Stokes? What? Lee, take it away before I explode, mate.
So there you go. She's buzzing to be back. Obviously born in the Midlands, but grew up in the Northeast. She's played for Sunderland. She has, like I said earlier on, a lot of people have. Obviously that was the go-to place 5 to 10 years ago, Sunderland, but obviously the rules are getting changed now with Newcastle progressing through the ranks, through the leagues. And obviously she went abroad to Canada. She played for Vancouver for a while, and then she's had something like 9 years at Man City. And then she's obviously a free agent now and come to Newcastle. And what a statement. You know, we've been talking about, like, oh, it won't be long until Newcastle makes statement signings. This is the very big one. This is the highest profile signing to date. And I think there'll be more to come. Might not be this summer, but I think there'll be more to come possibly next year and so on. And, you know, we've signed Paul Mitchell, sporting director. What's his role in getting the big names? But the only negative from today is the Amanda Staveley situation with Mehrdad, with the whole club, and hopefully the lasses aren't forgotten about, and we do see some board members push it, because, you know, it helps with FFP, putting money back into the women. It doesn't go against you, and you can get money back out of cup competitions and league earnings and what have you. But yeah, that's the negative from it. But massive news yesterday. One, it was like, poof, then another one, blimmin' hell. And it's kind of forgotten about that we had Nobby Solano on the channel yesterday, so make sure you check that out with Johnny and Sam. And speaking of podcasts as well, me and Joe will have a couple of high profile guests on our very own, keeping that very quiet as well for you as well. Remember, this is the only channel that regularly gives you updates from both men and women. We don't just do it once a week. We don't just do it when a match day comes. You get all the news here at Newcastle Fans TV. That's it from me. And don't forget, we have a competition. If you want to win yourself the pro shirt, Newcastle United, all you got to be is a member at only 99 pence to join, which is not. So there you go, everybody. Have a look. You've got to become a member. I'll pin it in the live comments down there below. But that's it. We're here now, little man. You're getting dropped off now. Good timing. We're ending the video. That's it, everyone. See you later. Watch what you're doing later on. Have a good day. Ta-da.